Colonel Miles Quaritch may be the snarling face of the RDA's brutality. But if you take a closer look, you'll see a truly evil figure in the shadows pulling his strings. That figure is Parker Selfridge, corporate power in a colonial world. From the moment Selfridge appears, surrounded by the glow of holographic consoles and the soft hum of machinery, he carries himself like a man surveying a personal empire. Within the RDA hierarchy, money outweighs morality, and Selfridge embodies this principle to its fullest. Every act of destruction, from bulldozing sacred land to greenlighting military operations, passes through him. He presides over the exploitation of Pandora with the casual authority of someone approving a budget report, rather than ordering a massacre. The deleted driving range scene perfectly captures this dynamic. While Jake and Grace report on their progress with the Na'vi, Selfridge practices his golf swing, a visual metaphor for his detachment from the gravity of the situation. As Grace pleads for more time, explaining that the land is the Na'vi's ancestral home, Selfridge rambles about golf before dismissing their concerns entirely. He's more interested in perfecting his swing than in the humanitarian crisis his decisions create. Danger in a calm voice. Selfridge's menace is rooted in reasonableness. He speaks calmly, evaluates crises as operational inefficiencies, and masks cruelty behind corporate professionalism. His clashes with the passionate, principled Grace Augustine reveal his callous nature. In one graphic novel, a mysterious illness strikes Na'vi children at Grace's school. Selfridge coldly suggests their deaths would be convenient for the company, eliminating the resource drain of finding a cure. Is Selfridge more evil than Quaritch? Let us know what you think in the comments below. The hand that guides the hammer. Selfridge's dynamic with Quaritch exemplifies the machinery of RDA destruction. Quaritch is the hammer, executing violence with zeal. Selfridge is the hand that guides it. The deleted Drums of War sequence illustrates this partnership's mechanics. After discovering Jake's video diary confessions, Selfridge reviews the evidence with Quaritch. When Na'vi destroy RDA bulldozers in retaliation for encroaching on sacred land, killing 6 soldiers, Selfridge frames this defensive response as justification for overwhelming military force. Quaritch proposes using gas weapons as a humane option, and Selfridge agrees without hesitation. Yet the extended "you're a long way from Earth" confrontation reveals the fatal flaw in this arrangement. When Selfridge attempts to stop Quaritch from militarizing civilian mine workers, declaring the situation completely out of control, Quaritch physically grabs him and delivers the titular threat. Selfridge's sputtering protest, "You touch me, you're so fired," rings hollow as he's escorted from the armory. The scene exposes that his administrative authority is meaningless against military power. The violence Selfridge enabled has its own momentum, one that no longer requires his permission. And if you're loving this Avatar deep dive, you have our permission to subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more lore on the way. Justifying cruelty with necessity. Selfridge's rationalizations form a consistent pattern. In the Drums of War sequence, he frames the Na'vi's defensive response as unprovoked aggression requiring overwhelming retaliation. The logic is circular and self-serving. RDA encroaches on sacred land, Na'vi defend themselves, RDA claims victimhood and escalates with genocidal force. His capacity to frame naked aggression as defensive necessity, to describe cultural annihilation as operational efficiency, represents the core of his villainy. The ends justify the means in Selfridge's calculus, and since the ends always involve corporate profit, virtually any means can be rationalized. Cracks in the corporate armor. Even the most calculating figures occasionally show glimpses of human awareness. The extended home tree destruction sequence provides his most humanizing moment, watching the tree burn, then turning away in horror and ordering a halt to explosives use. These aren't moments of compassion, but of awareness, a brief confrontation with reality that doesn't alter his behavior, but does make him more human and terrifyingly relatable. He knows what he's doing is wrong. He understands the stakes. He grimaces at the bad press of massacring indigenous families. Yet he approved the operation anyway, then expresses dismay when confronted with the actual carnage. This psychological compartmentalization makes him more frightening than Quaritch, whose zealotry is at least straightforward and consistent. His final scene crystallizes this dynamic. As he's marched off Pandora under guard, he passes Jake and delivers the ominous line, "You know this isn't over, right?" Even in defeat, he can't admit wrongdoing. The symbol of systemic evil. Selfridge serves as a narrative symbol for the critique at the heart of Avatar. He represents colonial capitalism taken to its logical extreme. Profit over life, efficiency over empathy, expansion over coexistence. James Cameron described him as not a particularly evil man, but rather someone who will ruin a whole world for pay. A bureaucrat so conditioned by corporate culture that atrocity becomes acceptable if it means hitting your monthly KPIs. Quaritch may execute, Selfridge judges and funds. Home Tree fell not because of brute force alone, but because Selfridge enabled and legitimized it. In this sense, he is the true antagonist of Pandora, quietly orchestrating devastation while maintaining the facade of neutrality. Do you think we've seen the last of Parker Selfridge? Let us know if you're expecting him to return to Pandora. The ultimate warning. Parker Selfridge's legacy is a cautionary tale. His threat is not personal animosity or rage, but polite professional indifference. Through him, Avatar demonstrates that systemic destruction can be as lethal as overt violence. He embodies the quiet, rationalized evil that underpins both colonial exploitation and corporate overreach. Selfridge never shoots anyone, never personally destroys a home, never raises his voice in hatred. He simply signs forms, sets deadlines, and allocates resources. The machinery of destruction operates with his approval, lubricated by his rationalizations, legitimized by his professional calm. That's what makes him terrifying. He could be anyone. Parker Selfridge is Avatar's quiet warning that evil doesn't require malice, only indifference, convenience, and a carefully maintained professional detachment from the human cost of our decisions. Thanks for watching. I see you. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more Avatar lore.